we'll get into the game, but the thing is, like, Naga is not going to be able to get farmed in this game because of the lineup, because of the issue with the lineup. And your win scenario is the Naga in this game. That's literally the only way you win. And also, that Naga needs to get the game to about 40, 45 minutes to be able to win. Now, what I'm surprised about is the game actually did go to 44 minutes, but I suppose maybe they took, 2 sets of Raxes by that time or something like that, and the game just ended, or maybe they just didn't let Naga farm at all, or maybe Naga got her Radiance really, really late or something like that. Either way, point is that going into this game, you know, you are starting off at a really, really big disadvantage because of the
Okay.
lineup.
But
They basically counter you.
I'm happy you said that because I really felt like the pick was screwing me so much that I didn't know really what to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
Also, like you're going for a Winter Wyvern. Is it an early pick or something like that? Why did you pick Winter Wyvern?
but that's a hero I like a lot. It's one of the support
All right.
I feel most comfortable with. I like the
Yeah.
fact that I can clear waves.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Yeah, I like
the
that. I like all that reasoning. That's really, really good. Now, Winter Wyvern should have been on the other team, to be honest. That's the fact because Winter Wyvern is great at clearing out waves. Is pretty good against, decent against Naga as well. But the problem is like Winter Wyvern mostly is a physical damage prevention support, and if you look at his team, yes, they've got 2 really high DPS heroes, but then they also got Luna. She's just gonna destroy um, whoever you try to save, or just end them with her Q or the Lucent Beam. On the other hand, you do have the enemy team does have a Clinks, so your Clinks is just gonna go on you and kill you, and you're not gonna be able to get your Cold Embrace off before he kills you. So it's like even if you break down the hero matchups, it's not really great. Monkey King is a roaming hero, and it looks like this guy is actually playing him as an off lane. That's an even bigger issue because now you look at this team and you've got absolutely no stuns. You just don't have a stun. You don't have
yeah,
what you needed here in the off lane was something like a Magnus or Tide, something that sort of a Tide Hunter Magnus type of hero. AoE stun. Even if you have something like Centaur or Slardar, just some stun, some AoE stun, something to control
yeah,
this push. That would have been enough. And also as a support, a Kotl would have been pretty damn decent. Anything really that can stop these guys from pushing and um, allow your Naga to get farmed and get strong.
yeah. That's the thing. The problem is in pub you don't really control what the other guys picks. So
Hmm.
yeah, I feel like the main thing I got here is like even me I should have picked something else. The thing is I don't. I think I was second pick, third pick maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, the reason why I said that, I was about to say that as well. I was about to finish the sentence as well, is because I don't want you to think every game is winnable, and I don't want you to think, you know, you have the potential to win every game. You don't. You
Okay.
can't win every game. So there's no point thinking about how could I have won this game. You need to think about how can I improve. What happened in this game that was so strong. You know how I just looked at this lineup immediately told you that this was an almost an impossible game to win.
Yeah.
That's where I need you to get. I need you to get to the point where you just look at a lineup and you're like, or not even look at a lineup, look at the potential lineup and be like, okay, I need to pick a certain this hero. Otherwise, we're gonna have a hard time winning. So that's what I need you to be thinking about instead of thinking about, oh god, my team is so retarded. This idiot picked Naga into a Luna or whatever, and we've just lost. Yeah, you're gonna lose 50% of your games. There's nothing you can do about it. So just man up and don't cry about it, sort of, and just
uh,
learn.
uh,
That's the main thing. Learn from it. Now, one thing that I've noticed that you've done in this lane is you've been harassing the offlaners a lot, and I mean a lot, which is really really sweet. But the big problem is your Arctic Burn is a 50-second cooldown spell.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
That's
Several things here. First of all, your Arctic Burn is a 50% cooldown, so 50-second cooldown spell. This is the only spell you have at level 1, obviously, and you're not going to get level 2 for a very long time. In fact, you got it at like 2 minutes, which is pretty decent, but that's because you leached Naga's XP. Now, this is a dual offlane situation. That means that both of these guys are going to be leeching each other's XP. They're gonna be leveling up half the speed. Of course, if you're sitting here with Naga, you're going to be leveling up half the speed. But if you Arctic Burn these guys, and then go over here, you stack, you pull, you deny an entire creep wave of experience to both of these guys. That means it hurts them twice as much. Naga is standing there getting all the solo XP because you're not there leeching. So Naga is level 3. These guys are each of both of them, they're both level 1. You just took all of this XP from this camp, and I would 100% say try to get the denies on your own creeps rather than get last hits, because the XP is more valuable to you than the gold. So you're quite easily level 2 as well. If you deny a few things, you're even 2.5. Especially if you try to manage to get the deny on the range creep, that's even more fantastic. So suddenly you're level 2, Naga's level 3, these guys are level 1. What are they gonna do when you come back? They're gonna have a hard time. And you keep doing that, suddenly Naga's level 6, you're level 4, and these guys are still level 4 as well. Or maybe even level 3 or something like that, because you keep denying these creep waves to these guys. But what you did was just stay in this lane and just right harass them with your right clicks, and you don't do that much damage. In fact, you're
yeah,
actually gonna die here. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah.
you die here. So you ended up, instead of doing what I just said, you ended up giving a kill to these guys. Also, there's a Abaddon here who it's really hard to harass him. You know, um, you're not a hero who does a lot of damage. You're not a disruptor or something like that. You know, you're not even a hero who can purge his shield off. So it's you really can't do anything in this lane. In fact, I would have actually at level 2 or maybe even level 3, I would have actually gone mid. When a 2-minute rune comes up, take this rune, go down mid. Maybe you get a rune over here, maybe you don't. But if you do, that's fantastic. And you go and gank mid lane. You gank the mid lane all this time. Naga's getting solo XP. It's really important for Naga to get her levels. Yes, it's important for her to get some gold as well. But what are you gonna do? Your idiot, teammate is dual laning bot for some reason. So it's fine. Let Naga get solo XP. Naga gets solo XP. Naga gets higher levels, and very soon she's gonna be able to farm faster, and she'll get her gold back. So it's not a problem for Naga.
Just a question. Do you feel
Yeah.
like in those kinds of situation, Naga is able to survive on her own? Because that's the thing, that's the reason why I often stay in the lane, because I'm just afraid that they're gonna just get destroyed. Uh, so
Well,
that's I babysit a
well,
lot because of
that
that.
the thing is, like, you can tell the guy that, hey, I'm not gonna be in this lane, so play defensively. So if they're playing defensively, they're not gonna die. He's 3K. He's not that bad a player, so he will understand how to play defensively. Um, so you can just tell her that, hey, I'm gonna go gank mid. Hey, I'm not here or whatever. Just make him aware that he's supposed to play defensively, and as long as he's playing defensively and not going in too deep, you're completely fine. I mean, he's completely fine. He's gonna be completely fine. He's not gonna die. So you're constantly missing out these pulls.
Yeah, the
So
pull.
that's
Yeah,
something that you desperately need to work on. Also, try to stack and pull, because what you do here is basically you didn't get all three of these creeps. You're not going to be able to get all three of these creeps. Also, you weren't able to deny the creep wave. So it's not just you getting gold. It's also denying that creep wave from the enemy. In fact, I would quite happily say it's more important to deny the creep wave to the enemy than get your gold from these neutrals. In fact, if you just pull, you just do a stack and pull, and then just go over here and just right click these guys. That's also fine. That's better than what you did here, where you just let half the creeps go every single time, and you're not really pulling properly. All right, so around this time, like your Arctic Burn is on cooldown. So what are you really doing here at this point? You're not really achieving a whole lot. I would actually just heal this Naga right about now. Heal this Naga, put a clarity on myself, maybe level 2 Cold Embrace, heal this Naga twice, and then just go back to base, because I'm done here. Because I'm not going to achieve much in this lane. You're not really achieving very much in this lane. you're not really keeping Naga alive. They're not really going on Naga. They're more concentrated on farming. I don't think you've used Cold Embrace even once on the Naga,
Yeah,
or
no,
rather,
I haven't.
you haven't had to, right? So the guy's doing fine. In fact, this is where she probably needs some help now. She's still fine, dude. She's still fine. Yeah. So Naga needs to go back to base. Please, Naga, go back to base. Thank you. All right. So now you're standing over here getting solo XP. So that's really nice. You need to place this ward. Look at the map. It's completely black. This I'm not gonna count this ward. Oh, this is the enemies. No, this is your ward. That's fine. But you haven't gotten around to placing that ward. You haven't ganked mid. You haven't really looked at TP anywhere. You could have potentially looked around the map to see if you needed the TP or something. But you're really just sticking in this lane. You're not really doing anything else. So it's just like a little bit of hindsight, a little bit of like understanding that is the Naga in danger or is he not in danger? And even if he is in danger, what can you actually do to help him? Or her rather. So you can't really do much apart from a cold embrace, which eventually she will die. Even if you cold embrace her, because there's even in cold embrace, there's a lot of magic damage coming from. Never mind, this guy reflects the damage. Um, it doesn't say here, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's
That,
magic, I think.
do you see somewhere magic? Okay. Yeah, I thought that this returns the same amount of damage. Okay. But anyway, point is that you're not look at what you're doing. All you're doing is you're constantly throwing out this splinter blast. You're getting a little bit of gold, but you keep pushing the lane. You're actually harming Naga by being here because these guys every single time Abaddon puts his shield on himself, he's gonna push the lane. He pushes the lane. It goes under Naga's tower. Naga's gonna be able to get some farm. But right now, look at that. She can't even get lasted. So it really doesn't matter if you're here in this lane or not. Yeah, like Abaddon can't do that if this creep wave is under the tower. Like, what the hell is this Naga even doing? I don't understand. So there's no point you being here. That's the main thing. Like, you've just pushed the entire wave right underneath the enemy tower. All you really need to do is try to stack as much as possible. In fact, even if you're not pulling, because there's a Naga, just stack as often as possible, everywhere, all over your jungle, and then just tell Naga to go and farm it.
Okay.
And you can help out with Splinter Blast as well. But yeah, definitely, you did not need to stay in this lane as often as you did, and you definitely needed to put these wards down really quite a long time ago. You need a ward. You need a ward about around here, one ward around here, because there is a TA, and it's not that hard for TAs to stack, because like it's everybody goes and YouTube's how to play TA, and there's all these videos. Just go and stack, and you'll win the game, and that's true. So you just prevent that stacking from happening. Even if you block this camp with a ward over here, that's also fun. Well, not really that great because there are two camps. So
Yeah, when I'm solo support, that's true that I don't really move that much.
mm-hmm.
Usually I'm a bit scared to just like leave the carry alone, so
Yeah.
I usually stay around. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, here definitely like I should have do something else.
The good thing is
Uh,
that you are playing a solo support who is meant to be a solo support. You're not playing something like a disruptor, or a farm intensive, or a support that requires a lot. You don't really require anything to be able to do your job. You've got boots. That's more than enough. One thing that I would have said in your item build is I would have put a windlace in here instead of the fairy fire. In fact, or even instead of the ironwood branch, but definitely windlace. Now check what happened here. You were right clicking. Don't right click as a support. Doesn't matter which support you are. I mean, with the exception of maybe Bane and Rasta now, because they have such a high right click damage. You don't do damage, right? You standing over here, you just got one of your infused raindrops denied, or used up because you didn't have to. You really didn't have to. Can you actually kill that guy? He's so fast. Even without upgraded boots, he's so fast. It's not even that he's so fast, it's that you're super slow. Your hero is really, really slow, which is also why I really would have liked to have a wind
A
lace on this
Windows.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, a wind lace would have been really fantastic. But anyway, so this it's just a really hard lane, really, and it's just unfortunate that your impact in this game doesn't matter what you do. It's not because of your gameplay. It's just the matchup. It's You can't really contribute much. So what you needed to do really was understand that you can't really do much in this lane. That's what you needed to do, and then just go and stack and try to gank mid and place wards and do some of these supporting things. But yeah, warding. Make sure you're warding every 3 to 4 minutes, right? Try to get runes. Place some vision around the rune spots, in the river spots. Gank spots. I really, really think that a very important ward is over here past minute 6, or around minute 6 even. That should always happen, almost always happen. Anyway, so right about this time, you've completely used up all your mana. You're completely out. You need to go back to base. So why are you standing around here? This is all time that is being wasted. You need to be efficient with your time. You need to be thinking like, look at that. You're just still just standing here waiting for something. But the problem is, all right. So the problem is Naga right now. He's standing there. He doesn't know you don't have any mana, right? So he's thinking, "Oh, I have a support here who's going to be able to do such and such for me." Suddenly, the enemy team goes on him, and the Naga is like, "Oh, I've got a support. I'll just fight them." And he starts fighting them, and all you're contributing is like a measly 50 damage right click at at 1.5 second attack speed. So you're not doing anything at all except giving Naga false hope, giving him false information, and you getting him killed basically. You need to go back to base now. You need to constantly be thinking what needs to happen in the next 15 to 30 seconds. Constantly be thinking about that. Now you're 3K, so I'll say okay, maybe just think about what's going to happen in the next 10 seconds. What you need to do in the next 10 seconds instead of what's going to happen in a half a minute. But I want you to get to that point where you're able to think about these things. Now you got your level 6 at 12 minutes in. That's not too bad, but the big problem is that you actually got that level 6 from leeching all the XP from the lane from Naga. This Naga could have been level 9 by now, if not more. This guy has been alone in his lane most of the game. This Luna, and look at this, he's level 9. So you definitely uh, didn't help as much standing over here with the Naga.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna skip a little bit. I just want to see what you do in a team fight, and then we're gonna end this replay just because I think this was just a really not a fantastic game to watch and
Yeah.
to learn from. Um, there's really only one thing to learn from this, and we've already done that. So
Yeah.
I
It
just
is.
wanna
Yeah. It
yeah
was just a game, as I said in the beginning. Like I felt losing already at the pick, so I just wanted to have the opinion if it was real or if it was just me that I could definitely have win that. But
no
yeah,
you
also
yeah
could have played a lot better. I realized that.
yeah. I mean, once again, when you're playing a support hero, you are only concerned about the first 20 minutes, 15 minutes of the game. After that, your contribution, your job is to make sure that the first 15 minutes of the game goes super well for your carries, for your cores, and it's their job to carry the game or win the game past that point. Of course, you're still doing stuff after that. In fact, some of the heroes could be really, really crucial. So things like Disruptor, heroes like Disruptor, really, really crucial to get the right things off. But it's the pressure falls off of you and goes on to the carry after the laning phase. So once you've gone through the laning phase and you did well in the laning phase, um, that's it. You can't really think about winning or losing. That's out of your hands now. But
Okay.
if you ask me, did you win or lose the laning phase?
Yeah.
I
Lost.
think I think you did lose. I think there's a lot that you could have done very differently. I don't think you did very much in the lane at all. You picked a hero who is quite a defensive hero, but the defensive spell is Cold Embrace. You stuck around in the lane to defensive embrace this guy, and you kept defensive embrace at level 1. Defensive embrace, Cold Embrace at level 1. So that's not really happening. but you did max out Splinter Blast, which is the aggressive part of this guy, which is really useful if you're stacking things and you're constantly taking those stacks and stuff like that with your Splinter Blast, because it's a 7-second cooldown and it's a lot of damage. So but you didn't do that either. You just stayed
Yeah,
in lane. The one spell that you used, you left it at level 1. This one you didn't use that much. You were using it, but by the time it was at level even 3, the enemy team had the laning phase was almost over already. So it's just like you had the right idea going in, but then you didn't really level up accordingly. You were
yeah,
leveling up quite accurately. You were leveling up for the mid game. You do need Splinter Blast at level max level, but obviously you have to play a little bit differently when you depending on your skill build, or rather, you need to skill build depending
yeah.
on what you need to be doing.
I'll be honest here. I usually always go the same build because
Yeah.
I felt like when I don't have Splinter Blast early, I felt
Mhm.
super weak.
Mhm.
So every time I prioritize that, and
Mhm.
then yeah, I feel like the scaling on Cold Embrace is not that amazing. So that's why usually I skid it last.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's true that I should really think about what's the matchup is and
Mhm.
what skill could be useful.
Yeah, that's a very very nice help. Now the thing is, I don't agree with you about the maxing scaling of Cold Embrace. The problem is not scaling of the Cold Embrace. The problem is you need to be able to use it more often in lane, and it's better to have higher points in Cold Embrace than having more points in Splitter Blast. Because in this game, not every game, in this game, because think about it this way: like the way you played this game, you stuck around in this lane, you stayed with the Naga, you kept defending, trying to protect him, and you kept trying to protect him with Splinter Blast. And that's not a defensive spell. If you just cold embrace her, the Naga, every single creep wave, you basically max out her HP. These guys are just wasting their time there. They're not really stopping Naga from farming because all the damage they do to her during the time that the lane is there, the creep wave is there, you just heal it all back up constantly. So Naga is farming free farming there, so she's really happy. So that's what I feel like that's what you were aiming for, but your skill build didn't actually allow you to accomplish that. And Naga ended up not having the farm because you didn't skill you weren't doing what you were planning on doing or hoping to do.
Yeah, that's something not really I don't really think about.
Yep.
Usually I already use Cold Embrace like to save people
Uh
in the
huh.
middle of a fight or
Yeah.
just if they are very low, like below
Mm-hmm.
40%.
Yeah.
I never when I see people with 70% HP, I just never use the skill ever.
Yeah, but the other thing is like Cold Embrace, half the mana of Sprint Blast, right? Um,
Yeah.
that means you can heal Naga twice as much as you can, damage the other guys. Now, also when you look at the damage values, let's say you take level 2 Splinter Blast, for example, it's 180 damage on 2 people. You almost never got it off on both the people, right? Whereas you look at Cold Embrace, and it is, okay, let's say 4%. So in the lane, Naga's got maybe 800 HP, let's say 700 HP. So 4% of 700 is 28 per second, right? And it's 4 seconds, so times 4. So that's 112 HP. That's 112 HP on 800 HP Naga. That's a lot for 75 mana. That's quite a lot actually. And you had if I remember correctly, you had a clarity as well, which is 190 gold. So for 190 gold, you could have healed her when you had level 2 Cold Embrace. You could have healed her for like um 250 plus HP. It's like a mech. It's quite a lot. It's really quite a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm okay with your positioning in team fights. Um, can I heal the guy or not? Okay. All right. So far, so good.
Yeah, and I think it was a bad time for me.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. So far, so good. Still, so far so good. Good. Played pretty well. Um, yeah, I'm completely happy with that. So yeah, it's mostly the laning phase. So let's end this replay here,
Yeah.
and we'll go over the next game. So again, the laning phase of the next game.